Have you ever stopped to really look at a frog? They are easily some of the most bizarre, resilient, and downright fascinating creatures on planet Earth. For over 250 million years, long before the first dinosaurs walked the land, frogs were already here. They survived mass extinctions, global ice ages, and shifting continents. Today, they live on every single continent except Antarctica, adapting to environments ranging from scorching deserts to freezing Arctic forests. But what makes them truly incredible isn't just their survival history, it's how they live their lives right now. They are masters of metamorphosis, shape-shifters that start life breathing underwater through gills, only to completely rebuild their bodies to breathe air and conquer the land. In this video, we're diving deep into the secret lives of frogs, from their mind-blowing hunting tactics and bizarre defense mechanisms to the weirdest frog species you won't believe actually exist. To understand a frog, you have to understand its skin. Unlike humans, frogs don't just use their lungs to breathe, they drink and breathe right through their skin. This is called cutaneous respiration. Their skin is incredibly permeable, meaning oxygen and water pass right through it. This is why you almost always find frogs in damp or humid places. If their skin dries out, they literally cannot breathe. But their skin isn't just for breathing, it's also their primary weapon and shield. Many species secrete toxins from glands in their skin to keep predators at bay. And speaking of weapons, let's talk about the ultimate hunting tool, the frog tongue. We've all seen a cartoon frog snap up a fly, but the reality is much more impressive. A frog's tongue is attached to the front of its mouth, not the back like ours. When they spot prey, the tongue launches out at blinding speed, reaching up to 5 times the acceleration of a space shuttle launch. Even crazier, frog saliva is a non-Newtonian fluid. When the tongue hits the insect, the saliva turns liquid thin to coat the prey and trap it. Then, as the tongue pulls back, the saliva thickens up like superglue so the insect can't escape. When it's time to swallow, frogs don't have strong teeth to chew, so they actually use their eyeballs. They pull their large eyeballs down into their skulls to push the food down their throats. When spring arrives, wetlands around the world come alive with a deafening chorus of croaks, peeps, and ribbits. These calls aren't just random noise, they are a high-stakes competition. Male frogs use their throat pouches, or vocal sacs, like acoustic amplifiers to broadcast their health and strength to potential mates. Now, we usually think of frogs laying thousands of eggs in a pond and hopping away, leaving the tadpoles to fend for themselves. While many do that, some frogs are incredibly dedicated parents with truly bizarre methods. Take the famous poison dart frog. After the eggs hatch on land, the parent allows the tiny tadpoles to wiggle up onto their back. The adult then carries them, one by one, high up into the rainforest canopy, depositing each tadpole into its own private pool of water trapped inside a bromeliad plant. But that is nothing compared to the extinct gastric brooding frog. This creature would swallow its own fertilized eggs. Its stomach would stop producing digestive acids, and the babies would safely grow inside the mother's belly. When they were fully formed, the mother would open her mouth, and fully formed. Because frogs are cold-blooded, their body temperature matches the environment around them. This forces them to come up with mind-blowing ways to survive extreme weather. Consider the North American wood frog. When winter strikes the freezing forests of Alaska, this frog doesn't migrate or burrow deep underground. It simply freezes solid. Its heart stops beating, its breathing ceases, and up to 70% of the water in its body turns to ice. It looks completely dead, but how does it survive? The frog's liver floods its cells with glucose, acting like a natural antifreeze that prevents the cells from bursting. When spring arrives, the frog thaws out from the inside out, its heart starts pumping again, and it hops away as if nothing happened. On the flip side, desert frogs face scorching heat and zero water. The desert rain frog survives by burrowing deep into the sand where it's cool and damp. To defend itself from predators, it inflates its body like a balloon and lets out a high-pitched squeak that sounds less like a fierce predator and more like a squeaky dog toy. But hey, it works. Let's take a look at some of the most unusual members of the frog family. First up is the glass frog, found in the cloud forests of Central and South America. From the top, it looks like a normal green frog, but if you look at its underside, its skin is completely translucent. You can clearly see its beating heart, its liver, and its entire digestive tract working in real time. Then we have Wallace's flying frog. This tree-dwelling species has massive webbed feet and flaps of skin on its limbs. When it wants to escape a predator or move to a new tree, it launches into the air and glides through the rainforest canopy for distances of over 50 feet. And finally, there's the hairy frog, also known as the horror frog. When threatened, this frog intentionally breaks its own toe bones and pushes them through its skin to create sharp, cat-like claws for defense. Nature truly gets wilder than fiction. Frogs are much more than just cool creatures to watch. They are vital to the health of our planet. Ecologists call them indicator species. Because their skin absorbs everything in their environment so easily, they are the first to get sick when pollution, climate change, or disease hits an ecosystem. If the frogs in a wetland are thriving, the ecosystem is healthy. If they start disappearing, it's a warning sign that something is seriously wrong. They also act as nature's pest control, eating billions of insects every year that would otherwise destroy crops and spread diseases like malaria. So, the next time you hear a chorus of frogs singing down by a pond or spot a tiny tree frog resting on a leaf, remember that you're looking at a prehistoric survivor, a master of adaptation, and an essential protector of our natural world. Thanks for watching. If you loved learning about these incredible amphibians, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing wildlife content, and let us know in the comments which frog superpower surprised you the most. See you in the next video.